All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update, but of course, I also need to talk about what the Fed did today, how that matched our expectations, and what it means going forward for the market, for Bitcoin, and for the Bitcoin miners. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, I appreciate it. Lastly, if you want to become a member, you can join the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page right next to the subscribe button. It's only $5 a month. Members get a once a week members only live stream and some additional content. And also the members pick a video once a week for me to do a deep dive on. So we'd love to have you join us. The Fed raised rates 50 basis points. So we had pretty much said that on this channel. I think everybody everywhere pretty much knew that 50 was built in. We talked yesterday about a 99+% chance that it was going to be a 50 basis point rate hike. So that is what happened. But usually it's not as much about what happens. By the time we get there, oftentimes, like this time, the market already knows what the rate hike is going to be. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes there's a surprise. But oftentimes, it's like today where we know what it's going to be. The question is Jerome Powell going to say anything after that changes the narrative and changes our thought process going forward? Or is he still sticking to the same talking points? So this was about 80% built into the market. So theoretically, this should actually pump the market a little bit. At the bare minimum, this is neutral. So I listened to everything Jerome Powell had to say afterwards. His talking points were exactly, absolutely exactly what he's been saying in the past, exactly what we've been talking about on this channel. So to me, there was not one answer there that was a surprise at all. He raised rates 50 basis points. They came out and the consensus was they're going to have to raise rates more than they thought. They've been saying that. They've increased their estimate for 2023 at several meetings in a row, and they think they're going to have to sustain a higher rate for a longer period of time. So I personally believe that that won't be the case, but that is what they're saying. They're talking about not doing any rate decreases really in 2023 unless they see compelling evidence. But I do think they're going to see compelling evidence somewhere in the middle of the year. So for me personally, I expect them to start lowering rates maybe 6 or 7 months from now, but that's neither here nor there. Right now, this came in right on target, in my opinion. So the market was up all morning in anticipation, and then it kind of dropped. This was a sell the news event for the market, but for Bitcoin, it's bouncing back a little bit. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin big board first, and then we'll take a look at the price action on Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see this was a pretty uneventful day. This board is mostly green. There were a few to the downside. Bitfarms, I noted yesterday, was on a 2-day winning streak and had kind of run out ahead of everybody. So, of course, today they're down 2.98% on a day where mostly everybody's a little bit green. So, I think over the 3-day period, they're still outperforming. TeraWulf was down again. So, TeraWulf has had a bad run. We went through that in detail. I did do a video on that yesterday if you want to check it out. So, that was down another 7.5% today. Cypher was down 5.56% today. Otherwise, not a lot of outliers. Two outliers to the upside that I want to talk about. Argo blockchain did recover 7.7% today. So yesterday, after 2 days of halting, so that was a little tiny bit of a bounce. At least it was some stabilization there. But obviously the big winner on the day today is Core Scientific, stock ticker CORZ. So they ended the day up almost 70%. They're up a lot more than that after hours. Okay, so just to take a quick look, not to get too sidetracked, let me know in the comments. I would like to do a separate video on this because there's a gigantic story behind this, but let me know in the comments if you're interested in knowing the details more about what went on with Core Scientific. So you'll see that we're up about 70% on the day, but still that brought them up to 25 cents. This stock has been decimated. It was down over 99%. So this is a big move up, but it only moves them to down 98%. But there was a reason for all this. This was not random. If you're interested, leave a comment below and I'll do a separate video. Okay, so this is Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. So you're going to see, as always, where the market closed yesterday, the equity markets in the United States, Bitcoin was trading at 17,746 at this orange line. So you can see where we actually stayed above that all night last night. We pumped up and we retested this line and it held. So this is a super short-term line of support here. This just coincidentally where we closed yesterday, but it really did seem to hold. You can see running up all day, this was a buy the rumor, sell the news. We were up all morning, and then right before the Fed started to speak and right before they released the rate hike, we started to get a red candle, and we came all the way back down and really basically retested this line of exactly where we were when we closed yesterday. Now, we bounced off of this, and so far, these are only 15-minute candles, but so far we've been green since then. So I think this is a continuation of the rally. And I left another line on this chart just to put this in perspective. There's a purple line down here at 17,126. That is where Bitcoin was when the market closed on Monday. So that was 2 days ago. So you can see we're still up over 4% from the close on Monday. At the peak today, we were up as much as 7%. So I do think the rally continues. I know this is a very slow rally, but you're going to see we are up about 15% right now from the bottom. So to me, that could be the halfway point of a 30% rally and maybe even a 40% rally. Okay, so if I go to the 4-hour time frame, I can measure back here, we bounced off of this purple line at about 15,588. You can see right now we're up 15.22% from the bottom on November 21st. So we do have some momentum. This is a little bit of a rally. One of the problems is, while Bitcoin has rallied 15%, the Bitcoin miners have not done very well. And I think that that is going to continue until we can break out of a certain point to the upside. And I'm looking at this green line right here at about 19,200. That was a very strong line of support. Okay, so when we look at Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame, you'll see that all of this activity, this 15% to the upside that we had, still doesn't get us back to even close to where we were just prior to the FTX situation. So we were in the middle of a nice rally. We were at around 21,500. FTX happened. We crashed all the way down to 15,500-ish. I really think we need to get back somewhere around this green line and maybe even back over 20,000 to where people can start to feel comfortable with the Bitcoin miners. That's my guesstimate of where that point is, where the market's going to feel like we've reached the critical mass and the Bitcoin miners are once again a space to move into. And obviously, you see there is some money on the sideline, because as soon as Core Scientific got some good news today, that happened very quickly. All of a sudden, they went from down to up 70%. So all of these Bitcoin miners are just one piece of good news or one good day away from a serious move to the upside. It has not happened yet. In fact, they've been lagging behind Bitcoin in this last couple of weeks. But I do think if we can get the full extent of this relief rally, then we will have a big move up in the Bitcoin miners. So in my opinion, if we can get back to somewhere around 21 or 22,500, I think we'll see a nice pop in the miners. I think there's an outside chance we could keep running up to 25,000. None of that's probably going to happen before the end of the year necessarily. So I haven't looked at the technicals a lot, because since the FTX situation, we just have not been trading on technicals at all. But I think we're having a little bit of a return to normalcy. Yes, there may be other big problems out there, but the Bitcoin and the market dropped drastically. It tested a bottom. It retested the bottom. Bitcoin has been extremely resilient through this FTX situation, and it seems to be on the mend. And the RSI on the 1-day time frame is really showing that. You'll see somewhere around November 30th, so that's 2 full weeks ago now, Bitcoin was getting rejected at 50 on the daily RSI. So 50 is essentially neutral. When we're at or under 50, we tend to be going sideways or down. And when we get over 50, I like to always say good things happen over 50 on the daily RSI. So you can see Monday, the 12th, we were at about 51. Yesterday, we popped up to 58.8. Today, we're at 59.5. So that is a big move to the upside. That's the breakout that I've been looking for and waiting for. Now, I think we need to see today's candle close green, and it's pretty close today. So we'll see what happens. But this is the area on the RSI where things can really start to heat up and we get nice runs in Bitcoin. Almost all of the relief rallies in Bitcoin have happened up here, around 60 on the daily RSI. That's not even into overbought territories. It can go all the way up to 70 before technically it's considered overbought, and it can even go higher than that. But this is the sweet spot. It's right finally in the area that seems like it's ready to go. And if we look at the MACD, you're going to see we had a bullish crossover a long time ago. On November 24th, we've been in the green on the histogram ever since, and you can see we went from the light green back to dark green, larger candles. So we will see if we can build on this momentum momentum. So we have a little bit of momentum on the MACD. We're where we're supposed to be on the RSI on the one-day time frame. This is 4 days in a row that volume has been on the increase. So all of that is good. I think we just need to see, you can see how close this candle is. It would be nice if this stays green. But what really is important to me, as I said a few days ago on the channel, we needed to stay above this red line, and that red line's at 17,567. So we have stayed above that line since we went above it, and that is a crucial line of support. That was the flash crash back in June, which set a 2-year low for Bitcoin at that time. So we have stayed above that. I would like to not only stay above that, it really would be nice to keep this candle green today if we hope to have some momentum moving in the right direction. I think we've gotten CPI out of the way. I think we've gotten the Fed out of the way. The Fed, in my opinion, was, absolutely exactly what we expected. So no surprises. So hopefully, we get the next few weeks here. We've got a few more weeks left in this year, and we can see if we can just get a little bit of a push here going into the end of the year. So we've been down this road before. We've gotten right to the cusp where all the technicals look like they're about to push us into a little bit of a relief rally, and we have failed 3 or 4 times at that point. So we will see. You're going to see we did have 2 nice relief rallies in the year 2022. So I'm just hoping we can close out on a third one. We bottomed out in January, at the end of January, and had a nice relief rally all the way up through the end of March. That looks like it was about 46%. So that was a very big relief rally earlier in the year. We then bottomed out again in June, and we bounced up from there with almost another 40% relief rally over the course of the next couple of months. And really, most of that rally was in the last few weeks of July and the first few weeks of August. So that's another 40% relief rally that we've had. Right now, like I said, we're up 15%. So it would be a nice round out to the year to get one more 30 to 40% relief rally. Not even looking at a bull market yet. We don't know. There's an awful lot of uncertainty going on, but an awful lot of shoes have already dropped, if you will. So, Bitcoin has withstood a lot of blows, and it's still hanging around in a very decent range. So maybe we can get this final rally. So that's all I got for you today on Bitcoin, the Bitcoin miners, and the Fed, and the market for the rest of the year. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.